Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished government official, board of directors, staff of IIHT, IIHT Gambia, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. This evening, we meet here to celebrate the culmination of a vision of establishing IIHT Limited to assist our youth, working professional, and the underprivileged in gaining knowledge, skills, value that will equip them to compete nationally and globally. As a friend of mine said the other day, Gambia have been locked out in the global stage for the last 22 years, particularly in the area of science and technology. Now we have the opportunity to be recognized in the modern world, and the road will be paved in 4 basic areas. There will be science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Let me begin tonight by acknowledging some of the distinguished honors who have taken their valuable time to be with us to support this work and vision in establishing IIHT Gambia Limited. With such undertaking, it would not have become a reality without the contribution of too many people to mention individually. Let me just identify a few. My guardian, Ibu Seka, who brought me to Banjul in 1984. Uncle Raif Diab, the late Uncle Raif Diab, who assist me and help me with a bank statement to secure a visa to go to the United States. May God bless him. Mr. O.J. Jallo was a friend of mine for over 33 years, sitting behind us. On my way traveling to the United States, in the process of acquiring a visa, I had been to every ministry during Jawara time. And he was the only one who had told me honestly and directly, I cannot help you in terms of scholarship, but here is what I can do for you. I will give you $2,500 so you can take care of your need. Honorable Mr. Jallo, thank you, thank you. Former lawyer Basumbai, who had called the embassy on my day before I go to the embassy to ask them why I was rejected after 6 trials. And they asked him, your bank statement was not healthy, so he drafted another one. My guardian, Miss Antingulunjai of Hagan Street, and Tony Sen, known as Bukar Sen, a son of his, who had convinced me to stay in Banjul instead of going back to Farafenni. Harry Lloyd Evans, late Harry Lloyd Evans, who had paid all my study fees from Form 2 to Form 4. I appreciate you. If your kids can hear this, your dad did a hell of a good job. Our Job of Hostry, who had given me food for 3 good years without paying her a penny. If your kids can hear this, Ali Job and Musa Job, your mom did a hell of a good job. Dauda Jai and Yapol, known as Beachmaster, the late Dauda Jai and Yapol, who has recently passed away, who took me under their wing during my Form 4 at Muslim High School and Form 5 at Muslim High School, who had done an excellent job in taking care of me for my last 2 years. My great friend, Alaji Mbai, who is one of our board of directors sitting behind us here, we had built our friendship since primary school. We attended primary 6 together in 1983. Remember Prawale class. Alaji has given every single time, energy, effort with no hesitation to make sure that this day happens. Every single day, we must have talked 4 or 5 times. Not to forget his brother Ousman Bah, sitting next to us. We all were in the same class. Ousman and I has corresponded many times in the UK through LinkedIn. We never lost contact. Ousman, Thank you. Thank you. Dam Cisse, my right-hand guy in the Gambia, my childhood friend, who is sitting right here. Please, Dam, could you stand up for me? Please give Dam a hand of a shake. This man has done a great job for me, for my family, everything I did in the Gambia. He will never say no to me and has never said no to me. Thank you, Dam. I appreciate you more than you will ever know. Ousman Bah, my good friend in Denver, Colorado. Not only a friend, but a family member who had named his son after me with his twin brother, Al-Hussein. Thank you, thank you. Ibu Jallo, a brother, a friend, who is sitting here with us. Ibu just came back from India. Ibu, could you please stand up for me? Ibu is the one who connected me with IIHT. This young man has believed in me more than I believe in myself. He used to look at my LinkedIn profile daily and say, Ousman, brother, you can do this. I say, you not sure, you don't know what you're talking about. But he believed in me and continued to call me and was able to convince me to go to India and meet with the IIHT senior management team. Honorable Khalifa Saleh, who was introduced to me by my brother Alhaji Sow. The first time I met Khalifa, I was impressed. He's a mentor, a coach, and a friend. Khalifa, I appreciate you and hope we will work together for many years to come. Ibu Job, a friend, a colleague. I remember when I met Ibu Job, before even I met him face to face, we discussed about this initiative, and I said, if you really believe in it, let's send you to India. And when you come back, let me know what you think. Ibu went to India. When he came back, he said, Oz, I am ready. I said, Ibu, why don't we do this? Think about it for 72 hours and get back to me. I just wanted to make sure he is ready. Let me turn to the story about IIHT Gambia. As I mentioned earlier, Ibu Job, Ibu Jallo, Khalifa Saleh, and Rajan, who is the manager of the global of IIHT in Bangalore. He managed all the African countries, and he is here with us. We must have exchanged over 500 emails, over 651 WhatsApp messages. Without these four guys, this would not have happened. Ibu, Khalifa, Rajan, and Ibu Job, thank you. It all began as most of our important accomplishments of our life with family. A little bit about my family. I am the only son in my family. And my mother passed away when I was 11. On my mother's side, we were never lucky to have a son who passed the age of 18. There is always a boy and a girl, and the boy always passed away before the age of 18. Between the age of my grandfather, who passed 18 years, is about 50 years. So when I was born, my mother was afraid to feed me with her breast. Most of the time, she afraid the same thing would have happened. I'm blessed, I'm thankful being here today, and every single day when I see myself in the mirror. For that, my mother passed away, as I mentioned, when I was 11. Left me with three younger sisters. One is no longer with us, and one is in the US, and one is here, Fatu Bah. On my father's side, I always say I have two dads. One is my biological father, who raised me until I was 16. He taught me how to work hard, how to be ethical, how not to envy any person. He taught me how to be a good and decent young man, but he was very competitive, I would have to say. My dad was not the most compassionate and affectionate person I have ever met in my life, but one thing for sure, he taught me to be a good and decent human being at a young age. My other dad, who adopted me and showed me how to maneuver the real world for my entire life, known as Modu Bob, the former protocol of ex-President Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara. Later was promoted to England as the ambassador to the United Kingdom of the Gambia. I remember, day before I left, I went to the State House, and here is his words that I still kept, a word of advice. He said, Ousman, be polite and respectful. You will always have a mother, a father, a brother, a sister. Wherever you go, they will give you guidance and advice in your decision. My secondary school and high school days in Banjul were not easy. As I quote, if it doesn't challenge you, it will not change you. 1984 to 1989, I lived in 3 different homes. My adventure to the United States, acquiring a visa, was not easy. This building you're looking at behind you or in front of you, I went there 6 times unsuccessful. On the 7th try, I succeeded. Going to America is not the answer for everyone. Sometimes the answer of your life is right at your feet. But for me, I had a vision to achieve the best education, and I knew United States was where I had to go. Little do I know what America was like. Arriving in New York City with $500 pocket money that was loaned to me by my guardian wife, Yapo Jallo. Attending university and working in the corporate world, instead of finding streets of gold and rivers of cars in America, this young man of a farmer quickly learned that in America you work to live. He drove taxis, he worked at McDonald's, somehow was able to survive by living with his countrymen in a crowded New York tenement. Eventually, he found a way out when he went to work for the airline as a flight attendant. This afforded him training and transfer to several cities. He worked in other occupations, banking, telemarketing, and so forth. He found his way to California and continued to work a respectable job, but never was able to advance because he had no higher education. At some point, this young man realized years were passing by, and if only he were to achieve his dream, he would need to develop his skills and credentials to achieve his dreams. So while still working, he took a bold step in enrolling a bachelor degree of information technology at the University of Phoenix. Challenged by cultural and linguistic differences in his background, he obtained a bachelor degree in information technology with a GPA 3.5. Later, about the same time, he began to be aware of the MBA program. Although he lacked some of the requirements, he pleaded to the GGU faculty to let him try. After successfully finishing his MBA program in business administration, focusing on strategic planning with a GPA of 3.6, he returned to school to complete his Master's of Science in Computer Systems and Network Management. This young man standing before you has helped and assisted 25 Gambians to go to the United States of America, and 4 was from his immediate family. How does technology transform our life? From the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, you have used technology in some form or another. For example, I can tell right now some people are on their smartphone looking at WhatsApp or YouTube video or answering an important email. We have to embrace technology. It's become a necessity, not as luxurious. Choose what aspect you want to embrace. It is not so much of what you know, but it is so much of what you do with what you know. Nothing could have been more rewarding than to have a graduate of IIHT Gambia to develop a software or an application that would change the life of our citizens. I can say this with confidence. It is not a question of when, it is not a question of if, it is a question of when. Everything is transforming to data science, data infrastructure, analytic, cloud computing. I was listening to a YouTube video a couple of months ago while on vacation in the Dominican Republic. And this video talked about if you want to calculate a retiree pension in the Gambia, it could take you 3 to 4 months to get the accurate data. Could you imagine if you can have a system in place that you can just press one button and it gives you the answer you're looking for?